What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a preview of the adult MHW Siege, otherwise known as the Safi'Jiiva Siege, which is coming soon. Today on the 6th of December, Capcom put on a mini developer diary, Developer Diary 4.5. In this developer diary they announced what they had been keeping secret in the previous developer diary a few days ago, with details about the mature form of Xeno'jiiva. At the end of the second free update, players got a snippet of what they have to face in the future. Xeno'jiiva has shed its skin and become a full-grown adult. Now currently at the time of this video, players can only take on a recon assignment to test their skills against some of the abilities that this adult Xeno'jiiva has in its arsenal. But Capcom are planning a full-on siege event, similar in a way to Kulturov, where players can gather up together in the gathering hub and through combined force take out this gigantic monster. But when does this all start? Well, the siege is coming on the 13th of December and players have to be master rank 24 or higher. Everyone in the gathering hub will be able to take part, much like the Kulturov siege, and through combined efforts be able to bring it down. Until then, players are free to take on the recon assignment to practice for the main event. But during this developer diary, Capcom gave us a few more bits of information. Now the way the siege works is that players are taking on the adult Xeno'jiiva in multiple layers, and in each arena, once enough damage is done to Safi'Jiiva, it will absorb the energy of that location, healing itself and then moving on to the next location. Players will have to do this multiple times, making it move from location to location until it's cornered. There, players will be able to take it out once and for all. They showed off the armor that we'll be able to get from this quest. It looks very medieval, almost like a bog standard suit of armor. However, apparently it has an ability that changes the look of your armor when you draw your weapon. This indicates that the ability has kicked in. Now, whilst they didn't show it off during the developer diary, or what the other skills on this armor would be, it's an interesting concept and I'm fully behind it. However, they then went in to talk a bit more detail about the weaponry we will be getting from the adult Xeno'jiiva Siege. But this isn't done in the normal format, unfortunately. You don't get materials to craft the weapons per se. Basically, at the end of the siege, you'll be given a certain amount of weapons that correspond to the reward level of the siege, and these can be appraised much like the Kulturov weapons. However, there have been a few amendments. It's not going to be quite as bad as Kulturov, at least I hope not. For example, when you appraise your weapons, you can only pick a certain amount from the appraisal box, so you can't take all of them, you can just take a few of them, and you're always guaranteed to get one weapon that is the same type that you actually used for the siege. So say you went into the siege with a greatsword, you'll be guaranteed to get a greatsword in the appraisal box. At least one. But anyway, all these weapons have the same stats, of course depending on what weapon type you're using. For example, the sword and shield isn't going to have the same stats as say a light bowgun, but the difference in the weapons comes in the form of different ailments and elements. So for example, you'll have a sword and shield with fire and one with ice. The stats on it will be exactly the same, the only difference is the two elements. However, you'll notice that all of these weapons, whilst they're the same in terms of stats and that, they come with 5 awakened slots at the bottom. Now during your time with the adult Xeno'jiiva and completing the siege, you'll be rewarded with various Draco-like rewards. These can be used on your weapons to unlock these awakened abilities. These can range from all sorts of skills, from basic augmentations like defense increase or attack increase, to very strong and unique things like Anjanath's Dominance, Nagakuga's Essence, and so on. And now when it comes to these awakened abilities, you will get to choose between 3 of them for the various 5 slots, and if there are any you don't like, then you can simply store its potential. There's an option at the bottom. This will save up the abilities and potentially give you something better the next time you go to upgrade it. So it's really going to allow a lot of customization when it comes to these weapons. In all honesty, these weapons are probably going to be the new meta, depending of course on how you edit them. Capcom has said that it's basically you're creating your own weapon per se. But that's about it for the information they gave us. Now I'm excited for the siege and I hope it's not as tedious as Kulturov, and I'm definitely excited for the armor, but I'm very tentative and cautious when it comes to these new weapons and how they all work. It will probably be fine once I get my hands on it and learn how it all works, but I am fearful we're going to experience another grind like we did with Kulturov. Hopefully though, Capcom have listened to feedback from how the Kulturov weapons worked, and the new Safi'Jiiva weapons are a lot more better. Now when the siege actually hits, I'll be sure to bring you a more in-depth guide, so don't forget to check back for that. But anyway, what are your thoughts? Are you a fan of this or a little bit worried? Leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you a quick information video regarding the adult Xeno'jiiva Siege and the Developer Diary 4.5 breakdown. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.